How we doing? It's USPS Nick, and today I'm going to talk about a few tips and tricks that I use when I'm carrying. Uh, the first one is breaking up the mail. So usually on Mondays you get heavy mail, heavy letters, because Sunday you don't get delivery or you don't deliver mail. So Monday is usually a heavy mail day. On the route that I was doing, there was heavy mail every day, so it didn't matter if it was a Monday. Uh, But if your route has heavy mail, like your DPS has like for one relay it has like this thick of DPS. Uh, Always break it up. That's what I do. I'll rubber band it on both sides. I'll rubber band it like across, and then put it in my bag. Make sure you rubber band it on the side too, or else it'll fall out in your bag. Always cross rubber band it and put it in your bag because you can't grip that much DPS. Like, I mean, if you could, like, congrats to you. I don't have. I mean, my hands are not too big, but I can't carry that much mail in my hand, and I don't want to risk dropping it. So I'll just break it up and put it in my bag, and I'm ready to go. Uh, let's see. Next one is so when I'm doing packages, I'm delivering. I'll usually grab my DPS and my case mail, and then I'll go out to the back of the truck and see what package I have for that relay. Say I have like 5 packages. I'll look at the ending numbers. Like, say my first house is 169.45. Uh, then I got then my soon the package I'm gonna hit the soonest is 165.39. So I'll put that like closest to me. I'll actually put that in last. I'll put the latest one like all the way on the end of my bag, like the farthest away in the bag, because I'm not gonna need that for a while. And then so I put the one that I'm gonna hit soonest next to me, so like literally right next to me, so I could like lift it up and oh 39. Okay, I'm gotta make sure I remember that. I'll actually because my memory's not that good. Like I've been hitting the head a lot. Like my memory's not that good, so. Uh, every like one or two houses, I'll always remind myself. I'll lift it up and be like, "Oh, okay, 39. I'm not gonna hit that for two more houses." And then when I'm walking there, I'm like 39. When I'm walking that house, I'm like package, package, package. I say that 3 times. It helps me remember, and because sometimes when you're out by yourself, you daydream. Sometimes you forget about the package in your bag. Uh, I made a habit of like looking at it every so often. I'll even double look at it just to like imprint it in my brain so I know. Oh, 39 has a package. Do not forget. You're not going to be 6 houses down. And remember, you got a package, and and people on the street are going to see you frustrated. Um, so that's how I do it, and I'll say those little things in my head to make me remember. Because, like I said, I don't have good memory, so I got to do those little tricks to remember that. But now I've gotten pretty good to where I got a system down where I can remember. Oh, I got a package here and there. Uh, so yeah, I always put the package I'm gonna hit soonest right next to me so I could lift it up and in my bag and be like, oh, okay, 39. I'm gonna hit that in the next two houses. Um, So a lot of people ask me about casing. It is when you're casing something new, when you're casing a route you haven't done, it's gonna be hard because you're not gonna know where the streets are and you're not gonna know where the numbers are. Like some routes have uh like the route I'm doing now, it has a street on the like towards the beginning of the relay or beginning of the route, and then more towards the end of the route, one of the relays like hit it again, so the numbers get like bigger, but it has the same street. So like that gets confusing. Like if you get frustrated about casing, don't sweat it because everyone's been there. Especially if you do a new case, you're not gonna know where everything is. Um, when you're casing in FSS, that's a great way to learn the case because the FSS that you case in runs. So when you're casing it in, it it'll help you remember like, oh, okay, like you're gonna hit like most of the street, like every street on there you're gonna hit, so you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I remember when I cased it in earlier with my FSS, oh, that was down at the bottom, or it was in the middle or on the top. Like casing in FSS is a great way to learn your case. You got to do it anyway, but it's a great way to help you learn the case and where everything is. Um, or if you have or if you have those runs where they're addressed and every house gets one basically, except like the vacant houses or the vacation hold houses, whatever. Uh, every house gets one, so when you're casing it in, you'll see it in your head, like all the numbers and all the addresses and the streets. So that that puts it in your head, and you start to learn the case a little better. So that's not really a tip, but it's like it helps you learn the casing a little bit. Um, I know everyone knows this, and if you don't, always finger the mail before you get to the house. Uh, make sure you look where you're going to. Like you're as you're fingering the mail, look where you're going to. You don't want to step on a like dog crap or some houses have like a half a step when you're going up the stairs, and I've tripped like that a couple times. One house even had a snake in the crack, and I heard a hiss, and that I was like, "Oh, geez," or uh, or if a dog's running at you, like you always got to be vigilant. But finger the mail as you go, and because if you get to the house and then you finger it, then put it in there, and then walk to the next house, then that'll take forever. So always make sure it's ready in your hand, and then as you get to the mailbox, put it in there, and then keep a steady pace and keep going. Um, Also, real quick, another guy too commented and said he thought he was slow because he did a route, a 2 hour route in 6 hours. Like, don't sweat it. Like that happened to me when I first started. He gave me like three or four relays, and it took me like 5 hours. Like, cause I was like going in circles, and then I was delivering the packages. Like, if you don't know what you're doing yet and you haven't found your own system yet, so you're not gonna be quick. When you know what you're doing and you put in a lot of time into it, you're gonna start getting better, you're gonna start getting quicker, and it's all a process. So don't sweat nothing. Don't be hard on yourself. Like I'm very hard on myself a lot of the time. But then I just tell myself like you're new, you're learning. They know that you're gonna get better. You're not gonna quit, and you're gonna be the best carrier you could be. So don't even sweat it. Um, okay. Anyway, the next one, use those warning cards that they give you, like for vacation holds, because when you're casing in the mail, you may not put the mail in the case because you know that they have a vacation hold, but DPS doesn't know that, and you might deliver it like not even thinking about it, saying, "Oh, that's the house," but you don't remember that there's a vacation hold there. So to remind yourself, put one of those cards in the case so you do not accidentally deliver mail. Because when I first started, I didn't really understand that stuff, and I just not mindlessly delivered, but I was like, address, house, and some lady kept calling and saying that the mailman keeps delivering my mail and my like motion sensor keeps going off or whatever, and I was making that mistake because I didn't know, and then I started using those cards. I'm like, okay, that lady's address I'm not going to deliver again. So it's all a learning process. Like the academy could only prepare you so much, but doing this stuff and making the mistake, like that's going to be the best teacher. So making these mistakes, just think of it as a good thing because you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that again. So it's all a learning process. Like the best way to learn is doing it, like doing it, making the mistake and learning from it. That's the best way to learn. Um, yeah, like the warning cards, like vacation holds, vacant houses. You don't want to deliver to a house that there's nobody there. Dog warning cards. There's a if there's a dangerous dog. Cards or don't walk on somebody's lawn. Some people don't want you to walk on their lawn, uh, and other cards like that. It'll really help you because if it's cased up, it'll come up and it'll say like warning or vacation hold or vacant. Like warning cards will help you out tremendously if you use them right. Um, and then the last one, uh, case in your or well, this is there's two. Case in your spurs. So what I do to make because packages can make me stressed out like crazy. So I'll go to my bin, whatever route I'm doing. I'll grab the bin, and like there's some like very thin packages that you could case up. So that would make it a lot easier, less packages to remember because it's already cased up in your cased mail. Like little packages, like some people just get medicine, some people just get like a little poster thing, or some people get a little like piece of paper that's an actual package, or Amazon Prime. Those are pretty easy to case, the little ones. If it's little enough to case it because it will help you out so much. And also, too, is kind of part two of that is if you have time, number your packages. So if you get a package for First Street, you look on your case, and it'll usually say a number like which relay it is, or you count which relay it is, and you if you number it, it'll make it so much easier. Like, oh, if so, then you put it when you're putting in your truck, it'll say one, and you're like, oh, okay, that's my first relay. I know I got a package for that. Makes it a lot easier, so you can just grab and go. If you're new, you might not have time. Like even I get out of the office pretty late, and I don't have time. I'm like, I do not have time to do that. If I'm running, uh, if I'm ahead of schedule, I'll be like, yeah, I'll do that. It'll make it a lot easier when I'm on the street. I could just grab and go. Um, one carrier actually helped me out a lot when I was learning that my stairmaster route. She would always number my packages. Like my first week, I was doing it to help me out. I'm super thankful for that. Uh, I didn't have to ask, but like don't be afraid to ask carriers uh if you need help with something. Maybe not to that extent of asking someone to number your packages, but like ask them for like advice or things like that, and they'll point you in the right direction usually. So yeah, my video said it was going to cap at 12 minutes. Jeez, I try to keep my videos short. I know people don't have a lot of time, so yeah, those little tips and tricks. I'll probably make a part two. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.